In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to lose weight, get shredded, and feel much better. So in this video, I'm going to break down not only calories, I'm going to break down macronutrients, and then I'm going to break down micronutrients. So if you guys don't know me by now, my name's Adam. I'm an online fitness coach, online fitness professional. I teach career-driven men how to lose body fat, how to get unstuck from fat loss plateaus, and finally reach their dream body. So I've worked with over 55 men in the past so far, and I've successfully helped these 55 men in the past 6 months lose about 400 pounds combined, right? So in the past, I have actually done this exactly myself. Here is a transformation from me in just 5 months where I went from 222.6 pounds to 173.8 pounds. And here's a transformation to prove that as well, and why you should probably listen to what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so I have been through it all. I've been through all the fat loss plateaus. I've tried all the fad diets. I've had 80% of it figured out my entire life, and I was stuck in that 80% for about 5 years trying to figure it out myself. So the purpose of this video is to give you guys absolute value about calories, about macronutrients, about micronutrients, and how to finally get unstuck from that fat loss plateau that you've been in for months, years, maybe even. So without that being said, like I said, we're going to go over some calories, macronutrients, and micronutrients. I'm also going to break down protein, carbs, and fats and the importance of each. And then at the end of the video, I'm actually going to run you through my metabolic priming blueprint that I use with all my clients to get them from point A to point B with actual predictable results. So like I said, with the metabolic priming blueprint, I specialize in higher level nutrition and metabolism manipulation. And here's all the clients that have gone through the program. For instance, Devin, 35 pounds down, 1,300 more calories. Phil, 50 pounds down, 1,200 more calories. Let's see, Kevin, 35 pounds down, 1,200 more calories. And I just had a client like this morning, his name's Andres. He's just his week one within his program, and he lost 10 pounds just in 1 week with the information I'm literally about to give you for free. Okay, so let's start breaking it down. So anyways, if you guys are interested in my online coaching program, well, first of all, there is going to be a video pinned to my YouTube channel that is going to explain a little bit more in detail about who I am, what I do, and what I am capable of giving my clients. Also, there will be a link in the description for my online coaching program. You can go ahead and apply to sign up for a time. We'll jump on a call, see if we're a good fit to work together. And if we are, we'll get you rocking. All right, so before I get started with this, I just want to state that this program, my program in general, is for financially stable men who want to get in the best shape of their life. If you're unable to afford a gym membership or unable to afford a good nutrition program or afford investing in yourself, you're typically just not where I want you to be at with typically to the guys I normally work with. You guys are a little bit further than a total beginner. You have a job. You don't have any bad vices or bad habits, but you're consistent, right? You go to the gym a lot. You eat very healthy. You just can't figure out why you can't finally lose that last bit of body fat. And I'm going to break down and show you exactly why you're going wrong, where you can go better, and how you can fix this fat loss plateau. So make sure to stick around for the entire video. I'm going to break it down for you, and I'm going to help you get unstuck, okay? So anyways, let's kind of break down calories, right? So a bunch of the people who have been stuck in a fat loss plateau before have not even began tracking calories, right? So calories are going to be your weight. Calories are going to be associated to your actual weight. At the end of the day, the law of thermodynamics state calories in versus calories out. Yes, and that is true to a certain point until you get into the more metabolic specific things. But calories in versus calories out is overall going to be what's most important and what's more beneficial for you. So first, you need to start tracking your calories if you want to lose weight, right? A lot of the people that I come across, they don't even track their calories and they just eat healthy, right? And they don't even know how to track their calories. They don't even know where to start, right? And, it's completely understandable. There's a ton of people out there that don't understand how to do this, but this is also a skill that you need to learn, right? If you actually want to get unstuck from where you're at, you got to learn certain skills to help you get you there, right? You can't keep going through the same cycle every single year, every couple months, trying to lose weight and just gaining it right back. You need to learn the skills to actually keep it off and actually make a sustainable change, right? So tracking calories is going to be overall your weight, right? And that's pretty very basic, simple for most beginners, right? Most of you are probably already tracking calories at this point. Most of my clients who come to me already are tracking calories, but getting into the macronutrients side of things is where it's really, really going to make a difference, okay? So breaking down macronutrients in total, one, macronutrients is how you look, how to get shredded, right? Once you nail that macronutrient dial, and once you really nail that bullseye on your macronutrients, which is going to be specified for your exact person, changes can happen really fast, right? For instance, my client Steven had a crazy transformation in just 3 weeks, and here's kind of a clip from him that we took from our interview together. In the first 6 weeks, like, you got like shredded. Like, it was insane to
Bro,
watch.
in 3 weeks, I got shredded too. Like in 3 weeks, I was like insane. To be honest with you, man, I was probably stuck at the same strength and same physique for about like 4 or 5 years for me. But what kind of blew my mind was eating properly for your metabolism to adjust. And that eating more actually made you lose weight, which you would think, but if you're eating more and you're intaking more calories, wouldn't you gain weight? I mean, I guess in theory, yeah, but when it comes to metabolic rate and how much you're burning, and like you're partnering that up with the gym, it was mind blowing. Like I was eating more the first few weeks with you, and I would eat it, and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna like lose weight doing this. Like this is insane. And the next thing you know, I'm like hitting like all time lows while like getting stronger at the same time. It's crazy. Okay, so I tried everything from going vegan for a little bit, which sucked, to keto, no carb, to no fat, and ultimately it just made me hungry. Like there's no reason to do a fat diet. Like if you're starving yourself, and I learned this the hard way through you, you're doing it completely wrong. Like cutting calories down to what, like 1,500, 1,800 calories is just starting off. Like you're not doing yourself any favors doing that.
So my client Steven, basically what we did was just implement him simple macronutrients that actually are going to affect him, his metabolic health, and how he looks. And he made a transformation within 3 weeks and got like insanely shredded, which it was absolutely crazy to see, right? So the point being is that macronutrients are how you look, right? And when you really hit the dial on the macronutrients and you're able to dial in your macronutrients design, but what you need, but also not only what you need, but what your metabolic health needs, change can happen really fast, right? And so like Steven right there, he's been trying like fad diets for like basically his entire life. He's tried like vegan, keto, low carb, intermediate fasting. Nothing could work for him. And the reason being is because he knew how to track calories. He just didn't understand macronutrients, right? So a lot of you people are sitting in the position right now where, you know, one, you've been tracking your calories, but you don't necessarily know what macronutrients that you even need to hit, right? You're not even relatively close to understanding what a macronutrient is, right? And so macronutrients are going to be basically how you look, right? So breaking down macronutrients in general, one, protein is going to actually affect your metabolism. So having a higher protein intake, which I give to all my clients, is going to help you with metabolism, right? And I give all this information for my clients in a very clear manner. So it's just black and white on what they need to do, how they need to do it, and how they're going to see results. And that's why they're seeing results so fast, right? So breaking down protein, one, the higher the muscle mass that you have, the more metabolic structure you'll have as well. The quicker your metabolism will work, right? Because protein, one, has a thermogenic effect of 30%, which means that for every 100 calories that you eat of protein, 30% of that gets broken down into the digestive process, right? And so, you know, protein also has 4 calories per gram. It gets broken down into amino acids, which are the building blocks, the essential building blocks of the body's, you know, build muscle and repair system, right? So carbs, for instance, have a 10% thermic effect, right? Which means that 10% of 100 calories that you take from carbs are going to get broken down in the digestive process, right? So carbs support bodily functions and physical activity. They're your body's main fuel source, and it gets broken down into glucose for energy, and extra is stored in your liver, right? So a lot of people who are sitting here right now watching this have been eating no carb, has been trying to slam their carbohydrates to lose weight, and they lose a little bit of weight like pretty quickly, but then they never can be able to keep it off, right? So if you're one of the people that out there that have been trying to lose weight, and like you cut your carbs like super fast and you lose a little bit of weight and you wonder why you gain it all back, it's simply because you're just not doing it correctly, right? And you're just not really doing it what's meant for you to actually keep it off, right? And unless, you know, unlike all my clients where like they know exactly what they need to do, how they need to do it, and like that's why they're making such changes so fast, right? And so when you break down fat intake is one, it's going to be a higher caloric amount, right? So a lot of people get in trouble when they are just tracking calories and they're not trying to track, or they're not even tracking calories. They overeat on their fat intake. So fat intake will slow down your digestion because it also is slower digestion in your body, but also has higher caloric amount per gram. So it has a 9 calorie per gram amount, and it gets broken down into fatty acids for energy. The extra is stored in fat cells, but it gives your body energy to support your cell function and your hormones, right? So having a correct fat intake is going to mitigate your hormone levels, going to help with your thyroid, going to help with your T3, going to help with everything associated with your metabolism and also your hormones, right? So if you're in the position where, one, you have hit a weight loss plateau, you're going through depression, fatigue, can't concentrate, low energy, insulin resistance, no sex drive, increased appetite, bad skin, hair, and bloated, there's a good chance that, one, your metabolic health could be, taking a huge impact, right? And having the correct macronutrients and be able to understand the correct macronutrients is going to help you not only make progress, break through that plateau, but also feel much better, right? Instead of trying to starve yourself with a one-size-fits-all diet, right? Because how many times have you seriously tried a one-size-fits-all diet, haven't seen sustainable results, and you just kind of wrote off like actually getting your dream body because you think it's just not for you, right? You simply just don't have the correct information that is going to be available for you and what you actually need, and that's what's keeping you stuck, right? And I can completely understand because I was the exact same way, right? I was highly motivated, I had great work ethic. The things that I didn't have was I was stuck and scared of carbohydrates. I would try a new diet every single month. I was lost and confused, didn't know how to track macros, hate the way I looked. I had terrible energy and a bad relationship with food, and I was starving, right? And so, within just 5 months of actually figuring this process out, how to track macronutrients, what my body needs calorically wise with macronutrients, I made this transformation possible in literally just 5 months, right? From 22 pounds to literally 173 pounds and shredded, like having my dream body in just 5 months, just because I had the correct inputs, right? Because one, I invested in myself. I got a personal coach and a mentor who, one, gave me the guidance to get past that last 20%, right? Because a lot of you guys listening to this right now may be trying 80, like your whole life and have 80% figured out, but if you don't have this last 20% figured out, you could be like me, trying for 5 years, trying to figure it out, right? And so one, I just invested in myself and got the correct guidance and correct inputs, and it simply just skyrocketed my physique and got me there within 5 months, right? I also follow a plan. Now I have like better life, sustainable results, less depression, better health, better nutritional knowledge, better dating. I look good, feel good, and I can sustain it, which is most important. I can sustain it, right? This is 9 months later after this. This was March 28th. I've even put the caption right here. So the understanding of macronutrients, what your body needs macronutrient-wise, is going to be very beneficial, and understanding like that, like it's your dream body is out there for you and you can go get it, but the longer you sit around and succumb to like the vices of life and never like actually put your head down and actually concentrate to complete something, you're never going to know what it's like, right? And you're never going to have your dream body, and you're always going to be trying to cut your carbs. You're always going to be trying to starve yourself and do tons of cardio to get your dream body, and you're either one, you're just going to hate the way you look anyways because you got skinny fat, or two, you're just never going to see your sustainable results and you're going to feel like crap, right? Rather than getting the correct information, what you need to actually get there, right? Because how much better would you feel if you had sustainable results within your body, and like you could have your dream body and sustain it, right? Tons of people listening to this right now will go out tomorrow and they will go cut their carbs because they got a vacation coming up in 2 weeks. When they crash their carbs, they feel like crap. They go on the vacation, they eat something that's a little bit higher in carbohydrates, and they just gain it all right back, right? There is a better way to do this. And I promise you that there is a better way to do this where you don't have to be scared of carbohydrates, you don't have to starve yourself, and you don't have to do tons of cardio, right? The proof is right here. I'm giving it to all of my clients laid out on a silver platter, right? Like, for instance, Dan right here, he's up 650 more calories eating 10 pounds per day. Most of you are probably starving yourself, eating less and less food, and you still are stuck, right? Or, let's see, my client Steven, like, dude, like this is his transformation. That Steven that I just showed you, his our clip together, he's 900 calories per day up and absolutely like peeled, right? Most of you guys are like starving yourselves, and you still look like Steven right here. right? So there's a clear answer to your problem. Like you're just not doing the correct inputs, and you're not getting your body the correct inputs to receive the correct outputs. Devin right here, he's eating 3,400 calories a day, 400 grams of carbohydrates a day, and he went from bloated, unmotivated, stressed and depressed to having one of his best bodies ever and eating the most he ever has, right? So is it possible? Like, what's more unrealistic, right? That you go out and you try the same fad diet once over again, hoping to see results, or trying something brand new you've never heard before but has been working for 55 guys and has worked for myself? Like, what's more unrealistic? That you stay stuck right where you're at, frustrated, banging your head on the wall, trying to figure out what will work and what won't, when you could simply just get the information handed to you and get your dream body tomorrow. Like my client Andres, who lost 9 pounds in literally 1 week after being stuck for years trying different diets. He made progress 10 pounds down in literally just a week, right? And this is kind of where most people get stuck. And it comes down to like the metabolic adaptation, right? Which your body like is very, like, one, having the correct macronutrients is going to help your body out, which is going to improve your metabolic health, improve all of your hormones, right? Because what metabolic adaptation is, your body succumbs to the actual food that you're eating. If you're eating not enough food, then your body is actually going to like basically conserve that energy that you're intaking, because it needs that for essential body functions for your BMR and everything like that, right? So like, it's called adaptive thermogenesis, and it's your body's survival mechanism when you start to like restrict yourself with a certain amount of food, right? So a ton of people out there who follow me right now are literally in the position where they've been stuck for months, stuck for years, and they don't know what's going on, right? They're under 2,000 calories. They're doing tons of cardio, or maybe not even doing tons of cardio. They're just like starving themselves, trying to lose weight, and they're wondering why they're stuck, right? This is exactly why. Because one, food scarcity comes in purposeful caloric restriction these days, right? Which people purposely starve themselves trying to lose weight, and then you just plateau. So what I specialize in is metabolic priming, the manipulation of cellular metabolism through macronutrients and calories, right? So turning the body's survival mode of food storage into food burning mode, right? Optimizing your metabolic rate. And like, how do we do this, right? So this is kind of how it works. This is kind of how the blueprint works with my clients. For one, in the first week, I do a complete data collection, right? Which I basically do how much you've been doing, your measurements, your weigh-ins, your caloric intake you've been eating, your goal setting, your activity lifestyle. So I get enough information to, one, actually give you the correct macronutrients that you actually need to see progress tomorrow, right? And so as soon as I implement those macronutrients on the dial, we clean up your diet. And that's when micronutrients come in, right? So micronutrients are how you feel, right? The certain macronutrients like magnesium, zinc, vitamin D, iron, potassium, vitamin C, selenium, iodide, all these certain foods or certain micronutrients are going to affect how you feel, your overall body composition, how you think, your immune function, your red blood cell production, glucose absorption, thyroid health, and this is all like done through actually whole foods and actually good food groups, right? Which I just give to you guys like literally on a platter in my program, and I'll even show you guys my program right here. I'm not like trying to like hide this by any means, but this is what it looks like inside my program. I literally have you guys go through a module called What Do I Eat? And I help you make your own grocery list, protein, carbs, and fats. Like, it's literally so simple. My program's so simple, a dog could do it. And that's why all my clients are seeing such insane results, because I lay it out for them, make it super simple, give them all the tools and resources, and they just take off and run with it, right? And so even like within that, there's a grocery list that I have you complete as a worksheet. And so like, once I do get all the data collections, I have you go through the modules, you know exactly what to do, how to do it. Then I give you the data collection. I do my data collections, and then I start you out with your set macronutrient goals that are going to hit you on that dial. It's going to optimize your health, your energy, how you feel, how you look. I determine all of those based upon your caloric intake maintenance assessment, which means what you've been eating. And I break those down into daily strategies and daily goals. And then we go into the metabolic priming phase, where I focus on your body's hormonal priming and body recomposition, right? And this is the exact process every single one of my clients has gone through. I have personally gone through myself, and exactly how I made this transformation possible right here. Right? So this is exactly how I did it, and I'm giving it to you all for free, right? So when we set the correct macronutrients, one, a lot of you guys have been in the position where you have been eating doing tons of cardio, eating no calories, and you're basically right here, right? I'm gonna kind of draw this out for you, kind of a little bit cleaner, right? So a lot of you have been one, you don't even know how many calories you're eating, first of all, and you're like, summer's here, I want to take my shirt off, I want to look good, I hate being depressed, I hate the way I look, I'm stuck and I'm frustrated, I'm going to lower my calories, right? So you like slam your calories to 1800 and you start doing 30 minutes of cardio, right? So your body's like, okay, like, we're eating a little bit less now, we're doing a little bit more, and like you start losing weight and you think like, oh, hell yeah, like I got it figured out. 2 weeks, month goes by, and you stop losing weight. You're like, what just happened, right? Well, it's because your BMR went like this because of the thermogenic adaptation, right? And so, one, you're slamming your BMR with your calories, and now what happens when you want to lose more weight, right? You try to do more cardio, you try to lower your calories even lower. Now you're starving, you're skinny fat, you hate the way you look, you feel like crap, and you still don't have your dream body. There's a better way to do it, and I'm about to show you how, right? So once I give the certain calories amount, one, I cut my client's cardio, right? I cut this out and start them at 0 cardio and just 10K steps a day, right? So 10K steps a day is going to optimize your digestion. It's also going to help with burning 200 to 300 calories per day. And it's also a form of low intensity cardio. So sticking to 10,000 steps per day, one, it'll keep your digestion in check, keep your energy levels in check, and it'll help you burn a little bit more calories in the process. But we don't focus on any high intensity cardio. Why? Because I want your body to get used to not doing that, right? So when I do give you your calories and give you specific macronutrients associated for you with the current micronutrients that are going to help you feel better and optimize how you feel, how you think, one, I start raising your calories, right? And a lot of people are like really skeptical about this, and like I completely understand. And like as you see, Steven was a little bit skeptical about it too. But literally, I just help you like raise your calories and increase your BMR. Right? Get your body to burn more calories. And really simply over time, like one, we're raising the calories very slowly. We're focusing on muscle growth, which muscle growth comes into play right here. Like I know you've seen I mentioned my client Steven right here, who like made a crazy transformation eating 900 more calories, right? Well, think about it like this. Most of you guys are skinny fat. Hate the way you look, hate the way you feel, don't know what to do, you're stuck, you're frustrated, and like you're just unwilling to get help and unwilling to actually figure it out because you think you can do it yourself, right? So, you're stuck right here, 15%, and here's, you're at 150 pounds, 15% body fat. Well, 15% body fat at 180 is your body has more surface area to spread that body fat out. So you look more leaner, you look bigger. So one, when we raise the calories, we focus on one, increasing body fat. Increasing muscle mass. Like Steven right here, 18 pounds up, 900 more calories a day, shredded. Mason, 1,300 calories up, same weight, shredded. Connor, 13 pounds up, same weight, shredded. Christian, 15 pounds up, 1,000 more calories per day, shredded. Right? All my clients are getting shredded. It's like the results are absolutely so disgusting and undeniable that they speak for themselves. It's one, you're eating more, doing less, you're not starving, you're feeling better. Some of my clients right now are actually telling me like it's hard for them to get food in. Like imagine what your life would be like if it was hard for you to actually get the food in rather than, hard for you to stay under a certain caloric amount, right? So as I'm stimulating your metabolism through correct macronutrients and structure within micronutrients, we get your calories up slowly over time, in which I guide you through so I can basically see your check-ins and how your body composition is looking, and I give you more calories and macronutrients associated with how you're looking, and now your BMR starts to go up. And then when we get to, a certain amount, and depending on how much that we can get you up to, my client Jake down here, who like literally lost 14 pounds, eating 400 calories in the first month, who says, my whole body is changing, haven't seen this much and haven't ate as much fat, but the difference is crazy. Yeah, he lost, 14 pounds right here and got shredded just eating more food, right? Like super quick, right? And it's simply just because we focus on raising his BMR through actually correct macronutrients, right? So Jake hasn't got here yet, but now imagine what happens when we do this, right? Imagine what happens when we're at 3,800 calories, no cardio, our BMR is sky high, And then we want to add a little bit of cardio. So we start at 10 minutes, right? And we get a little bit more output while we're keeping your BMR high, right? And so that's what happens when we do that after we get to the metabolic priming phase. That's when we go into the fat loss phase, because now we have more calories to work with, less cardio to work with, and now we can utilize 3 resources: your calories, your high intensity cardio, and your low intensity cardio, which is your steps, right? So now we go into the fat loss phase, which we get you even leaner in the process, right? So if you have a weight freeze, you add or lower calories, add activity, your weight becomes stagnant. I give you actually structured refeed to reboost your metabolism or restructure your metabolism out. And then if that works, you go back into fat loss phase, wait for the weight freeze, repeat. If you get stuck and your BMR has lowered over time, we go back into the metabolic priming phase. It's such a predictable cycle. It's literally so easy to follow, right? So easy to follow. Like, it's just a complete cycle. And then, like, when you get to your like dream physique, now not only have you learned how to do metabolic priming, what metabolic priming is, and the correct way to diet, now you have better health, you have sustainable results, nutritional knowledge, you have confidence, dating, longevity, discipline, you look good, feel good, and now you give me a client testimonial because, of all the transformations I've been able to achieve, right? So that's exactly how I did it. And you can do it too, right? It's completely up to you if like you make the choice to want to do this. Like, no one's going to hold your hand and no one's going to tell you like that you need to do it, right? You need to make this choice for yourself and for your life, because like no one's coming to save you, right? You need to make a decision right now. If you want to stay stuck and frustrated, trying the same diet you've tried every single summer, never seeing sustainable progress, hating the way you look, and looking in the mirror and just being disgusted, or you can actually start making progress towards your dream body and actually just simply get the correct information you need. Take that last step to get that 20% that's going to get you here. I did it. Yeah, it was scary. I didn't know it was going to happen, but it is the best decision I've ever made, and I will never regret it, because now I have nutritional knowledge on how to do it myself, teach other people how to do it, and now I have my dream body and I can sustain it, right? And so that last 20% is going to come down to you. Honestly, it's going to come down to your ego, right? Like, can you lower your ego enough to like finally make this last step and finally make this like a permanent solution to a lifelong problem that you've been having? And it's going to be completely up to you, right? Nobody can make you do it, right? But it's your obligation and your duty to like know what your dream body feels like, to know what it feels like when you take your shirt off at the beach and people stare at you and ask you like if you work out and ask you what you eat, right? That's your obligation, right? So you can either you can stay stuck where you're at, hating the way you look, feeling like crap, starving yourself, doing tons of cardio, and just never knowing what your dream body and what your optimal nutrition actually looks like for you. Or you can simply go to the link down below, fill out a time, we'll see if we're a good fit to work together, and I'll get you rocking.